Yo, what's up, guys? So I uploaded the hunting video about 2 weeks ago, and I'm very surprised by the amount of positive feedback that video has been receiving. So thank you for that. Um, but I noticed in the comments that a decent bit of people were asking, to see my rotation and the way that I get the 400 feather wolves per hour. So I figured the easiest way to do that is to just do a couple loops of my rotation. So the first thing to go over, I guess I would say, is you want +5 attack speed and +5 crit. I don't really want to get too deep into it because I did that on the hunting video just for the sake of keeping this one short. So I'll either link that in the bottom or like attach it to this video somehow. But I'm using pan-fried oysters, right, for +2 attack speed, and I'm using elixir of flowing wind, right, so that puts me at +5 attack speed, and I get all +5 crit from using spirit perfume elixir, right. And then for those that care, 959 hunting mastery right now without any cron or seafood cron meal. So what I usually start by doing is I put my tent, if you have the pay to win tent, by the way, it definitely makes it better. But I keep my tent right here at all times, right? So that way when I need to repair, it's pretty straightforward. So you ignore these guys because like the first time I come up here to the rotation, of course, it's gonna pull them and sort of mess it up. So let me clear these guys up real quick. And I'm just gonna gather them as if I was just gonna do it regularly myself. So here we go. So on these guys, a lot of people just sort of group them up, but I prefer on these guys just to like kill them from range, right? Especially these little guys, because especially if you have the artisan +10 matchlock, they die pretty fast, and usually they don't even get to do much damage to you at all. With the +5 crit, I dodge to the side when the fennel does his one little leap, and bam, right? So we kill most of these without taking a single hit of damage. And then of course, you just gather them. It's pretty straightforward. Like, this is the easy part. You don't have to be over fancy with it or overly fancy with it. Have to go for back attacks. On these guys, I will do it though. I will go for the back attacks just because there's down to 3 of them left, right? With the back attacks, they die within 2 to 3 attacks. It's pretty simple. So bam, right? So we did this entire side in no time, right? And that's with me explaining it. And we didn't take a single hit, which can be pretty important. Also, so we would come up here, I do it differently, right? So if I have 100% black spirit rage, right, you see I do it a different way, but we're gonna pretend that I have no black spirit rage, right? If I'm not at 100% black spirit rage, when I come up here, I try to only kill these 3 mobs, right? These 3 feather wolves that leash on you. All right, so that's 2 down. And let's finish off this 3rd one and gather these real quick. And the reason I do that, because I really don't see a point in pulling all of these guys when I can come down here, right? So on these guys, we can just straight to getting the back attacks. And then instead of getting the back attacks on these guys, this guy, I shoot him, bring him close to me, and then that way I can just gather both of them on the top of each other, right, without moving. So it's nothing huge, but it saves you a decent bit of time in the long run. So again, same thing. We're gonna back attack this guy, right? And sometimes they survive that 3rd shot. And then for these guys, we're just gonna shoot them from range, bring them to us so we can gather them all pretty much in the same spot. So the key here is to move as little as possible. Also, another thing is definitely get used to reloading while sprinting, right? So instead of reloading after every kill, reload while you're sprinting to the next feather wolf, right? So just like that. Back attack that guy. We're gonna shoot this guy, bring his body on top of this one, and then we gather them, right? both. So that way you do not have to move, and it gets pretty efficient. And then when I pass my tent, I repair real quick, and we go back to it, right? Back attack this guy, take him out pretty quick. And I try to avoid the panther, right? If you get too close, sorry, not panther, the leopard, he will leash. And then I see a lot of people kill him, and I don't think it's worth it. His loot isn't very good, and he takes so many hits to kill. So in the time that you kill him, you could have killed maybe 5, 6, 7 feather wolves, right? So I did this one kind of sloppy, this rotation, because I actually took damage this time, but it's no big deal. They don't do a whole lot of damage. Again, I dodged that first hit that he does. And then after that, you really don't have to. I mean, you can try to roll for back attacks, or you can go to just move. But as long as I dodge that first hit, it doesn't really matter. Again, we're going to keep cleaning these guys up. I'm going to pull his body on top of these. And again, try to gather them all on top of each other without really having to move. Just saves you a couple seconds, which can add up a lot over an hour, right? And these guys will back attack these. And he's going to run towards me, so I'll just go ahead and shoot him from range. He'll come over here, and we'll gather both of these guys without moving. Now, we're going to go up the hill, all right? And you may have to sort of back up the video to watch this again. But now that we have 100% Black Spirit Rage, what I do is I pull every one of these guys except for the big guy, right? Except for the fennel. So we'll shoot these guys, right? We'll get them on us and pull them all. And if you don't know, with a matchlock, your 100% Black Spirit Rage does this pretty big AoE shot, right? And if it crits, it will one-shot them all. So you group them up, unlock your Black Spirit Rage, and you do that AoE shot, right? So that was a pretty bad example because I didn't crit, so they didn't all get one shot. But you get the idea, right? The ones that didn't get one shot were literally 1 or 2 shots away from death afterwards, and you gather them all after that. It's pretty straightforward, right? And I just keep doing that for however many hours that I do it. I can show a couple things that I see some people do that really slows down your efficiencies, and that I don't recommend that you do. And the first one would be just sort of aimlessly grouping all these mobs up, right? Because it's not very efficient, and it slows you down a lot, right? So I'll see people come through. Let's say they'll pull all these mobs together, right? All the feather wolves at the same time, right? And they just start shooting them like this, right? So one, you're taking excessive damage that you really don't need to take, right? Because the Manos accessories are not cheap to repair, or not Manos, but mastery accessories in general, even the Logia, right? And also, it's just not fast, you know? Like, you see this? In the time that I've been doing this, I could have probably been doing like over there on the rotation instead of doing this. So I would say do not do that, all right? Try to get as close to the way that I do it as you can, sorry. And that's not to say that what I do is the best, yo. I'm always looking to learn, and if there's something that I do wrong, let me know. But from my experience in timing it, it's not a very effective thing to do. Also, when going for back attacks, I see people standing in the back like that. That can work, but you have to be really close, right? What I like to do is aim for the hind legs. I'll show you in 1 second. So you consistently get it every time by getting sort of to the side of it and then shooting like that. And you'll get the back attacks pretty much every single time. And the final thing that I see a couple people mess up on is, again, killing the leopard. He's really not worth it. So I'm going to show you, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, I forgot to repair my match lock. Sorry about that. 18, 19. He took 19 shots, right? And the loot isn't even better, right? The loot is nowhere near better than if you just kill a regular feather wolf. So I definitely recommend that you just skip this guy, okay? But other than that, I mean, it's just repeating the same thing for however long that you do the rotation. And yeah, that's pretty much it.